This video is about salvation and finding freedom in it. Paul talks about working out your salvation. The horse in this video has lots of issues that steal his freedom. When the horse makes a mistake, he loses his freedom, not his salvation. As he learns to trust and obey, his freedom grows. See, he's got a good top line. You see how his head's hanging down and it's relaxed? He's pretty free in his salvation. Okay, he's got freedom right there. So he walked away from me, but he is looking at me. Like, when I got this horse, you let him go like that, he would have just bolted off as hard as he could run. You'd think he would run right through the end of the ring. So what I want him to do is I want him to see he is looking at me, and he is fairly relaxed, and he won't. He's going to react to when I do something. So right now I just want to get him to hook up to me. So I'm going to get some attention. Now the bit of salvation that he knows. He found freedom in doing this. There, when he gets his head up, then he kind of loses his freedom a little bit. So I want him to just keep hooked onto this. Right there I lost him. So I'll put a little needle on him. I want him to look at me like that. He's supposed to come to me for freedom. He's supposed to trust me. They should move towards me. So you see how relaxed he is? He was. Now if I'll ask him to move those front feet away from me. It'd be like if I have a rope on him. We'll maybe see it more when we ride him, because he doesn't have as much freedom as when we ride him. When I first started doing this, because he was very explosive. So then the horse is saved because I got him, just like somebody gets saved. They're saved, but they got to figure out what that is. This horse's name was John Brown when I got him. My son, wife called him Duke. So now he's a new creation. He's different now, but he doesn't know it. He's already changed a lot. So he'll go back to his own field. So I want him to go to me and say it's up to me. I don't want him to leave. Like, normally he would just run away. But now we got a good simple hookup, and he hasn't really lost his freedom in the salvation, that he takes off. There he's going to take off. So there he loses his freedom right there. See his head go up? So he loses his freedom. I put a little bit of heat on him. And there he can get it back. All he has to do is, his head's still a little high, but he stopped running, and he's looking back. Now I want to see him move, but I want him to move towards me. I want him to come back to me where the real freedom is. So then he draws, it's like reeling a fish in, eh? Where is he coming? He's coming to where the piece is, right? If he takes off, he loses all his piece. But you get something new on them, they get nervous because they haven't learned to trust you enough. So I have a friend of mine who went to Teen Challenge. He got nervous there and he left. And he lost his freedom that he could have found in there. He should be coming to me. Is he going to take off or come to me? What's he going to do? Take off. So he loses his freedom. He still has his salvation. He wants his freedom. There, head up and down. Then into this one. surrendering, and he's coming back. Okay? Can you see the difference? It's not, it was real dramatic before. Because, I mean, he would just lose it when he left. So now he's just going to follow us home. Or wherever. Then I can start controlling, he'll start to make decisions that are good ones that'll help his freedom. He can make bad ones or good ones. And when the horse, there he's making a bad one or he's maybe connecting to, what's he doing now? He's not quite sure. So that was good, he didn't run off, eh? So that was a good decision. The horse isn't super duper smart, as far as you don't see any of them being lawyers or doctors or anything. But they will make a good decision that's beneficial for them if you give them a chance. And if you give them and you present them a couple of options, not too many, but if you do two, his option is if he comes to me, he'll have peace. If he leaves, he'll have pressure. So he's starting to figure that out, and then he starts to get peace by that. So a horse like this that was really hard to catch when I got him, you actually teach him not to move his feet by moving them and giving him an option to stand. So he decides to stand and stay here. I'm not forcing him to stay here. I haven't got his feet nailed to the ground or his head tied to the ground. He decides to stay here. So if I ask him to move his feet, he should follow me when I ask him to move his feet. When I ask him to stop, I just stop, so then he stops. If I want him to back up, I'll just ask him to back. There's a step. There's another one if he doesn't leave. There he goes. So I want his feet to move. So I'm moving his feet through his brain. Does that make sense? I'm not moving his feet by pushing him anywhere. I'm moving his feet because he decides to do it. So I'm doing it through his mind. So he can make good decisions or bad decisions. We all have that choice. God gives us our free will. He has his own free will. I got nothing on him. He can do whatever he wants. He can jump over that fence and run off if he wants. But he's going to decide to stick around because he's starting to trust that we're starting to get connected a little bit. And you can really grow this connection so that he would not leave me no matter what I did. I've just got a weak connection now, but at least it's there. But you could get a connection so that you couldn't lose him, right? And then he'd start running after you, like as you would grow. This is just a communication thing, right? He's got lots of athletic ability. He's got a great big engine. He can run about 50 miles an hour. So I want him to, now I just want him to follow my lead there with the lead shank. And I want him to just walk. What this horse wants to do is just rock and roll. You know, he's hyper. It doesn't look like it right now, but he'll change a bit when I get on him because he's going to go back to John Brown. And he's not John Brown anymore, he's Duke. He's a whole new horse. He just doesn't, I gotta show him what he is. That's what God will do to us too, right? He'll show us who we are. I can talk to him without saying anything. Vocally, you know. Well, people give me this, well, God don't speak to me. It's like, I can speak to my horse and my horse can speak back. But we never say a word, right? So of course God can speak to you. You don't want to talk to God? That's your deal. But I want my horse to talk to me, and I want to talk to him, and I want him to obey what I say in a peaceful way. And if he doesn't do it when I'm going slow, he's not going to do it when we're going fast. I'll ask him to trot. There you can see how he tightens up right away because he is used to, when he moves, he is used to going fast. And then, or he wants to go fast. That's how John Brown was. And then they try to hold him back. And then all that does is bunch up the energy, and then he gets like this. And he gets tight like that, where he loses his top line. and loses his speed. But I want him to figure out, keep moving. I want him to keep trotting, but I want him to relax in the trot. I'm going to get him to decide to do that. So I'm going to shift him into the next gear and see what he does, what he looks like then. Now he has trouble with his feet because he's not setting himself. He just too much to run away. He's got to set his feet up so he lopes in a circle. There we go. He has to get in cadence to lope in a circle this small. So, now, as soon as the saddle goes on, he really changes the way. Because what I'm doing with him on the ground is a new thing. So it's easier to adjust to it. So now when I get on him, I want him to do a real complicated thing. I just want him to stand still. And he probably is not going to do that. So right away he moves. And I'll take his nose and I'll say, no, I don't want you to move. And you can be free by just standing. He shouldn't move until I ask him to, right? Because he's supposed to trust and obey. Hey, there's no other way to be happy than to trust and obey. So he's getting better at that. Now he's starting to figure out how to stand. He really wants to go. He's thinking about it, right? So I just wanted to walk in this circle just like we were doing when we were had him on the shank. Like if I was standing in the middle, I want him with this good pop line like this and just chillax. This is pretty good for him. So he's going in the, he's starting to figure out his salvation. Like it, looks good. I'm not asking him to do anything, and he shouldn't be doing anything. He shouldn't make any decisions on his own. Right? In all your ways, acknowledge him and he will direct your path. Okay? So that's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to have one ear on me all the time. See when his ears go back like that? That's kind of him looking at me. So he's paying attention to me. That's a good thing. He doesn't have to be afraid of me. You just got to pay attention to me. He should have, like, the fear of the Lord is good fear. So he should have good fear, knowing that if he messes up, I'm going to be right there and go, hey, you don't do it like that. Okay? So now I'm going to go to second gear, and then this horse will pick it up. Stop it. See how fast he wants to go? So I just want to slow him down, or get his head down. Because the horse has been accustomed, John Brown has been accustomed to being on the muscle. He's got lots of engine. Right now he's a little mixed up. This is good. So he's making lots of mistakes, so that's good. The horse is so sensitive. You see how much I'm kicking him? I'm actually just tightening my calves up to speed him up. He just feels that. Okay? You know, that's that still small voice. We're slowly going to take him on that trail, figure out his freedom is going to be beyond what he could ever think or imagine. In his mind, he thinks he's already there, but he could go way out there. If he lives long enough, if I stay healthy enough, if I do this long enough, we could take him to a place where he would never think that he would ever have been at. You know? And that's what God wants to do with every man, woman, and child that's on earth. That's why he brought Jesus. And that's why Jesus went to the Father and he said to his disciples, I gotta go. Because it's better if I go. Because I'll be beside the Father, I'll be right beside him on the throne, and I'm going to send a helper. That's going to teach you and guide you and comfort you and show and give you power to change the world.